Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I do for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie, this one's gonna get a little bit decadent, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, folks, it is my one of my dope shirts. See, that's the guy. That's the lead singer. His name is Edsel. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with the band Dope, it's relatively... that's not entirely unreasonable. But they have been around for quite a while, since I believe the mid-90s, and they've had a really good run. I mean, they never reached like the upper echelon of kind of like, they sort of fall within like the nu metal kind of brand, although it could be debated depending on who you talk to. But they definitely came up during that scene. They've toured with a lot of those bands. They never managed to make it to like the upper tier or anything, but they've headlined a lot of shows. They've been on really big festivals and everything. They're a really fucking cool band. I got into them in my early high school years. It was like the perfect time for me to get into them. And I love their sound. I still think, especially their first few albums, are absolutely fantastic. There's like one that's a little bit, it's not bad, but it's, not quite as good as the others. But hell, even their most recent one, Blood Money Part 0, which came out last year, I think, at the time I'm doing this, or the year before. Really solid album. So I like these guys a lot. I actually was fortunate enough I got to see them perform live last night. They were on tour with Static X and Seven Dust. I got a whole bunch of videos of all the bands that performed that night. So if you want to check those out, maybe you're into music stuff too, all those videos are also on my channel. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? Why is it decadent? What are we doing here? Well, that's because I headed back to Middleterranean. This is their little catering menu thing. They used to have, like, nicer menus. I get it. I get it. Everybody's got their phone now. There's no real reason for it, but still, it'd be nice to have them still. Anyway, Middleterranean is a local establishment that, by the way, since it's a local establishment, that means that this review is going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist. That is a playlist that just features, basically local spots to me and the Illinois food scene that, hopefully I can highlight a little bit. So if you want to know what the hell I eat, go check out that playlist. But they specialize in basically Middle Eastern and Mediterranean food. And I've reviewed a few things from them before. I actually just got through reviewing their garlic shrimp wrap. Go watch that review. But I knew I wanted something else. So, what did I get? Well, folks, it's in a styrofoam thing. But it's what's inside that really counts. Boom, it's this! Oh my God, what is it? This, folks, is an order. Look at that. Thing for the thing. This is an order of their Shawarma Fries. Which, if you're unfamiliar with shawarma, I'm not going to pretend I can give you like the actual textbook definition. But it was once described to me by somebody who actually worked at one of the places. Basically, if you have like gyro meat, is like hamburger, shawarma is like steak. It's like that elevated meat. With the shawarma fries, they give you the option of chicken, gyro meat, or steak. Normally, I would have probably gone gyro or steak, but man, that chicken, it was rotating on the spit, and it was just like, I need it. So I got the chicken. It's also got all kinds of stuff on it. It looks amazing. So we're going to go over there and we're going to try it out. And actually, I've never had this from this particular, not from any location. So let's go ahead. I don't even know if I've ever had their chicken before. I usually, gyro or steak or something. Let's try out some of the chicken first. Ooh, that's good marinated chicken. That's so good. You can just taste like all the herbs, like all the things, the spices that's been marinated in. That's one of the cool things about, like I said, when you have that rotating setup, it can just cook and do its thing. Go over there every now and again. You know, it's just, it absorbs all the flavor. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. It's so good. Like, every part of it is super tasty and flavorful. And it's really tasty. The texture is fantastic. It's not quite falling apart. You know, it's still got a little bite to it, but it's not chewy. It's that like perfect in between where you bite into it, gives you a little bite, but then once you go over there, you give it a little go, it's like, all right, I give up. It wants to be eaten by you. Super tasty, super duper tasty. And it really is one of those things, one of the reasons why I like going to like Mediterranean places, Middle Eastern places and stuff. Their food just tastes like nothing else, man. You know, even though like I know there's like other places in the regions, you know, and I'm not a geography guy, so I apologize in advance for any stupid shit I might say. But I know that there's, you know, obviously other people use like the spices and cooking techniques and stuff. But it's like, man, there's just something about it. It's a wonderful, truly special thing. Let's get some of the fries, because ultimately this is about the fries. So let's get the fries. Now, I have had their Greek fries before, which I think basically is, the shawarma is just put on the Greek fries, but. Yep. Oh, that's so good. Their fries are fantastic. I absolutely love them. But then you go over there, you add on, you got like some shredded cheese. You got, I think I'm not sure if it's a tahini sauce or like a garlic sauce. Like, I fucking forgot. But it's just really, maybe it's a yogurt sauce? I don't know. It's just really delicious, super creamy. Like, just, it's creamy, it's a little bit savory, and it's got to be one of like the least healthy things in the world for you, I'm sure. But I don't care. Because the whole point of this is to just eat and enjoy. And the cool thing about, that's the business, folks, that's the business. Cool thing about a dish like this is it is one of those things where it's like, usually, a lot of things that I get from Middleterranean, they are actually a little bit on the lighter side. Like their wraps and stuff like that. They're very veg heavy, you know, very fresh, very super tasty. With this, it's super tasty, and everything is, you know, cooked to perfection, but it's definitely decadent. It's definitely something where it's like, okay, I was nice, I went over there, I ate a wrap, it had vegetables in it, now I must eat this, because I am an American and I can do what I want. No, man, that is fantastic. I mean, the Greek fries that they have, if you're not into like the, all right, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. In every capacity of this, I would get this again. It's super tasty. I really like the chicken. It's, you know, again, it's perfectly cooked. It's seasoned really, really well. It's not overdone, but at the same time, again, it's definitely decadent. This is one of those things, I mean, for me, you know, I'm going to eat the shit out of this. But if I am recommending it, this is like the perfect dish to share. You know, you can only order it as a large. Some of their other things you can get as small. This you can only get as a large. And again, perfect dish to go over there and share with people. And if for whatever reason, you know, if you're not into like the idea of the shawarma, the gyro, or something like that, they do, like I said, you can just get their Greek fries, which are basically this, just without the meat on top. It is super good, and it's one of those things I would 1000% recommend. Like I said, I called it the business. If you watch my channel long enough, you know when I call something the business, I don't do that lightly. This is the business. This is absolutely, if you are in the area, Middleterranean should be a spot that you're checking out. Like, I cannot highlight them enough. They're so good. They're a little hole-in-the-wall spot. They deserve all the love. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly decadent and delicious, because it's fantastic, rest of your life. Folks, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But What do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes. And when we deal with those situations in our life, it's important we at least try. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, are you a shawarma person? Do you know the textbook definition of a shawarma? Can you go over there and school me on it? I would be more than happy to listen and learn. Because it is one of those things, it's a weird thing since I review food. Like, I don't know shit about food, man. I can barely cook. I can cook a little bit, but like basic shit. I can't tell you anything about spices or whatever, I just go over there, I just try stuff, and then I try to describe whatever the hell I'm experiencing. That's what I do as a reviewer. It's why I'm not a fucking cook. But at the same time, like, I do genuinely really like learning about this stuff. A lot of times when I'll do, like, cuisines from other regions that, I'm not as familiar with, I'll occasionally get people in my comments section who will go over there and be like, well, actually, do. And that's super fucking cool. So, if you, like I said, if you want to go over there and go into the ins and outs of shawarma, please feel free to comment. And if you don't, that's perfectly fine too. But if you do run into some shawarma and you've never had it before, I definitely recommend it. Anyway, bye!